In this video series, I'm taking you with me on a solo motorcycle adventure through Canada. Day 5 started early. It was shortly after sunrise when I started riding toward Revelstoke, knowing my path is never direct. I'd paused my travels for a couple of days in Golden to work and enjoy the local community, but I was itching to be back on the road. Meadows in the Sky Parkway was the goal, but there were sights along Rogers Pass to explore first. In Glacier National Park, I made a brief stop at the Loop Brook Trestles. These trestles historically allowed the railroad to climb over Rogers Pass at a reasonable grade. Then I headed on to the Rock Garden Trail. Let's go check out the Rock Garden Trail. There's going to be moss and lichen-covered boulder fields that date back to the Ice Age. Goes moved back, black and grizzly bear habitat, cotton bear spray, and what I'm looking forward to is the viewpoint that overlooks glaciers of Rogers Pass on the Rock and Garden Trail in Glacier National Park. And there's a tangle of roots on the ground. Looking forward to seeing the boulder fields that have moss and lichen. There's one of the boulder fields. I found a rock bench. This is the prize. It's always kind of funny the way the morning or the days unfold. When I was looking at things I could do, I was like, I'm going to Glacier. I'm like, my eye is set on Revelstoke. I want to get there early. So I took Glaciers off the list because, I knew what I wanted to do today. But I couldn't pass them, and I'm glad I didn't. Alright, for real this time, let's make our way to Revelstoke, or REV'IT as the locals call it, and go see Meadows in the Sky Parkway. This part of the trip was joyful, but tinged with a bit of sadness. I was nearing the end of the sites I'd planned, which meant my trip was almost over. Setting all of that aside, I enjoyed the beauty of Canada on my way to Revelstoke. Mountains and tunnels, followed by more mountains and more tunnels. I was lost in the rhythm of the ride. Now we have officially made it to the Meadows in the Sky Parkway. I was just chatting with the lovely parks employee. I just love all the people up here. They're so kind. And she's like, it's a great road to ride on your motorcycle. It's very twisty. And she says, and when you get to the hiking spots and the viewpoints, just squeeze your motorcycle in anywhere. Look at those bridges. I feel like we need to find those later. How cute. More great corners. Still caught up to the traffic. I am taking you up from the summit hike to the fire lookout. Well, we're not cold anymore. Summit hikes mean lots of climbing. And it's fun and beautiful. There it is. The lookout. Great view all the way down to the Columbia River summit, 6,360 feet. What's this? Oh, a stamp. That's cute. Well, we made it to the South Summit Trail, so we're heading back down, getting on the bike, and seeing where else we want to stop up here. Haven't had breakfast yet, so very much looking forward to getting to Revelstoke. All right, back to our trusty steed. Well, it's good we got our big views filmed earlier because it looks like there's a layer of smoke blown in just right up the valley there, so well timed. But there's Revelstoke. Let's get lunch. Well, that's interesting. Here I am trying to be responsible and get gas. And the pumps are all down. Got bears to greet us. That's important. And Twilight Bite. That looks good too. Love making artisan made goods. Got And then we have Chubby Funsters Kitchen and Cocktails. That's the one. Thought I was going to be disappointed for a second because the front door is locked. But I just read the sign. It says, come see us out back 11 to 9. And they have smash burgers. Burger cheese. At these bears. Even though Mama's right there. Alright friends, after that great lunch, let's go find Moses Falls. Maybe we can get wet. It's pretty hot. Well, that was super fun. Delicious food, Revelstoke. I see all the campers, and so it's going to sound strange that I say this, but it does not feel as touristy as the other places I have been. I really love the less touristy places, and I'm loving I love everything I got to see, but I'm also loving that I am moving my way away from tourist places and hopefully into maybe some more backcountry places. There's a fish bus. Halibut, smoked salmon, bacon wrapped scallops. Here we go. Across the bridge we saw from way up in Revelstoke Park. Well, hopefully right along this road. Well, I thought that we were going to be riding down a gravel road to get to Moses Creek Falls, but it looks like we are walking. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're close. That was a refreshing stop. Super quiet. I met one couple who was on their honeymoon. I met another family who was just passing through. And now we shall get back on the bike and see if we can find Hoodoos. It's at least 10 degrees warmer out here. Take me back to my waterfall. Off we go. Closer to Kamloops. There might be some off-road in the future there. Well, ask and we shall find. Dun dun dun. I just drove past a sign at an ice cream cone. Alright, it's time for some ice cream. What the doctor ordered. And birthday cake. Look at that! We found the Hoodoos! Been riding along this road for a long time now, enjoying these really fun mountain shapes. And now, probably gas and camping. Well, we made it to our campsite at Paul Lake Provincial Park, and I vote we get camp set up first, have a snack, and then go explore. I've had a chocolate bar with me since Lake Louise, and I forgot about it, and it was so that's the chocolate bar. Oh, we got to do some cleanup. Having a little trouble deciding what to focus on because I want to take my boots off and put my shoes on. I want to set up my tent, and yet I keep coming back to the chocolate debacle. So evidently we're focusing on the chocolate debacle. Yeah. I think the pocket is usable again. The tripod has these little nooks and crannies. I might have to go rinse it out, but I've been able to use my wipies to clean down the pocket. I just couldn't leave it alone. I'll show you the chocolate pile. Progress. There's a tent. There we go, ready to crawl into bed. I also think tonight is a good night. Let's try this out. Let's see what happens when honey whiskey gets warm. That's not honey whiskey, that's spiced rum. It's delicious. Yeah, now let's go for a walk. I promise this is not becoming a hiking channel. It just happens to be what I am doing a lot of on this trip. But in no time, I'm sure we'll be back to riding lots of off-road motorcycles and filming on those adventures. This is a trail. Sorry, there's a tree there. Let's keep going. We're catching sunset. Alright, scrambling back down the hill before it gets too dark. Try to get back to camp before dark. Figure out where, the restrooms are. Just found out that the water that is at camp has to be boiled. I'll say one more goodnight when I make it safely back to camp so everybody knows I didn't get eaten by a bear. And I'm just going to enjoy this blissful sunset on my way down while I walk. See y'all soon. Well, I went and checked in with the other riders because they also are in a situation where they have food and no bear boxes. They hung their food from a tree. And so I am opting for leaving my food out far away from my tent. It's late. I didn't really have dinner. I had one of those half a pineapple dried fruits. I think I might call it good because I am feeling a little too tired to cook. And I'll crawl into my tent and tomorrow's the day. The reason for the trip, we're going to Women's Moto Summit, but on the way, we're going to stop by REV'IT, where there is a bakery called Abundance Artisan Bakery, and we're going to get treats. That is where I went with the REV'IT Women's Adventure Team a few years ago, and we loved it so much the day we were there. We went back the next day and they were closed, but since they saw us outside looking sad, they brought us a whole bag of baked goods. So I just have very fond memories, and I made a loose promise to myself that anytime I'm in the area, I'm going to stop by Abundance Artisan Bakery. Tomorrow, I have the gift of getting to ride whatever direction I want towards Squamish, and I'm going to go through REV'IT. So, very excited for that. Good night, my friends. Proper adventure, right? Highway left. On to Red Lake. I have no idea what to expect. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video, leave a comment about your favorite part of the day, and I can't wait to see you on the next ride.